morning, gorgeous. It is lovely to see you. It's lovely to be out here on a really gorgeous morning. If you haven't seen the pictures I took at the top of the hill, do go look, because it's wow. At least it was for me. So, let me struggle a little because I've got a clock, you see, and there's nowhere to put it. So I'm actually going to put it down on the ground and show you some flowers and come back for the clock. So, we've got to enjoy these while we have them. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Heather. I can see you all coming on at the top of my screen. It's lovely to see you. Enjoy the Lilium Regale. Eric, good morning. It's beautiful to see you all. Kaya, we're just enjoying this. Juve, hello, honey. Andrea, my God, it's like a little flood. You're all tuning up and it's beautiful. So there's the lily, okay? You just have to imagine the scent. And the other fabulous thing I want to show you today, we'll come to the dahlias in a minute. There's the clock. That clock that tells me what to do. Here is Japanese iris, and it's fabulous. You can see why it's called Summer Storm. For obvious reasons. You know, the sky goes dark, you get lightning. Isn't it glorious? So, here it all is. I just love this thing. I planted it in this bed as an experiment. It's absolutely thriving in here. Noreen, good morning. So that really is the star of our show. Gisela, morning, gorgeous. I'm glad it's beautiful in Oregon. It needs to be beautiful someplace. So look, we've got dahlias. Oh, look, here's a fresh new one. See, it's really a dark red. I'm going to try and get you some focus there. Focus, there we go. Now you got it sharp. It's really dark red. And they fade when the sun hits them, and the sun hasn't hit them yet. So that's what they look like when they first open. And what else have we got? Oh, look, we've got a bumblebee at work. And this one is, despite the fact that it's been chewed, it is fresh. Yeah, it's gorgeous here. So I've just been for a walk. I'm a bit warm. But yeah, you can see that it's just a lovely morning here. What else have we got? I'll say hello to these gorgeous orange lilies. Actually, that's probably not... Here we go. That's the best one to show you. They fall over, but they're still fabulous. Faye, good morning. And let's enjoy the compassion rose, which is doing beautifully. Yesterday it was a bud. Today it's turning into a flower cluster. Trish, good morning, morning. And look at these. You can see the buds. They're just gorgeous. It's a really, really lovely rose, and I'm pleased that it's doing better this year than it ever has. Who knew? Maybe it likes the heat. We have fuchsias. This bush has been here longer than I have, and I've been here a while. And it's just, you know, every year it grows. I actually needed to prune it this spring and didn't, so it was a bit leggy. But, you know, fuchsias are just lovely things. And the last of the white thalictrum, isn't it lovely? There's a purple one up the back, which I'll show you again the next time we're up the back. But there we go. If you walk away from it, you can see it's this froth of green foliage, and then the flowers on top are just like the icing on the cake. So, and there's the poster shot. The sun in the cherry tree, and, you know, it's all happening here. So, let me turn the camera around and put the clock under my arm. Yeah, it is really beautiful here, but, you know, this is early summer. Later on, it gets dry and there's not much happening, so we've got to enjoy it while it's here. And I'm going to stand in the shade so that you're not blinded by the light. That's another reason for wearing the hat, is to keep the sun out of the camera. So, today, I am answering a question that Virginia asked last week. And it just was quite perfect. It tacks on to whatever we were talking about yesterday, which has just vanished. It's gone. I was in the field this morning, right? Yesterday is not a memory. It's washed away. And she asked me a really good question. Well, you know, she said, how do you open the quantum field? Well, for me, I don't really open it, but I connect with it. And there is a process. And as I've said in the words, if you haven't read them, everything I'm talking about today I have learned from Dr Joe Dispenza. And it's been life-changing. So, rave enough. Joe, the only man, woman or child I've ever wanted to be like. Jennifer, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you all. So, first of all, what is the unified field? And, synchronicity. Of course, I heard him say a definition of that over the weekend because I'm watching, I'm absorbing the information in one of his workshops, and it's really cool. So, if I remember it rightly, the unified field is an invisible field of energy and information. It's limitless. It's infinite. You can't see it. But just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And so it's nowhere that your senses can tell you. It's nowhere in the realm of the senses. It's nowhere in the realm of 3 dimensions. Oh, nice! Stepping into it like a warm pool. Yeah, and you see, you've been absorbing Joe's work, so you know what I'm talking about now. So that is, without too much mucking about, what the unified field is. And I feel inspired to explain a little bit more about that. It's like, something in my head is saying, Maddie, talk about the Volkswagen and the chickpea. So if you take an atom, we think of the atom as the smallest particle of matter. Well, it is, and then it's not. If you take an atom and, we all get told at school, I don't know if it's changing yet, but we get told at school, you see that picture with the nucleus in the middle and then the lines around it to show where the electrons go. That's not how it is. What you have is this teeny tiny piece of matter in the middle, which is the nucleus. It's made up of neutrons and protons and a whole lot of other stuff that I don't know about. You can research that if you want more details on the physics and quantum physics of nuclei. And then the electrons literally pop into and out of existence around that. And it looks more like the picture of a donut. There is a field, there is places where the electron is more likely to exist and places where it's less likely to exist. And those are what people, thought at the time, this is, they're on fixed orbits. But actually, no, it's a field of possibilities. Now, that's about as much as I'm going to say about that because I will very quickly get into things I can't explain because I don't really know. But this is how it is. It's actually true. Looks much more like a thing with a donut around it, except the donut doesn't have defined edges. It's a field of possibilities. Where is the electron? We don't know. When we look at it, it's there. The minute we stop looking, it's not there. Big hint. We pay attention. We collapse potential into matter. Susanna, good morning, gorgeous. So, if you were to take that nucleus and represent it as matter, and you say it's the size of a Volkswagen, and then the electron is the size of a chickpea. These are the relative sizes, right? The area in which the electron could exist is 86,000 square miles. I don't know which state in the States that's the same kind of size as, but, it's huge comparatively. So much of what we think is matter is not matter. Gold energy connecting all... it's like a matrix, yeah? I know what you're talking about, Linda. Tanuya, it's lovely to see you. Good morning. So that is all of that empty space that isn't the Volkswagen and isn't the chickpea is apparently empty. But actually it's the unified field. It's full of information and frequency, and we can tune into it. However, because there's no matter there, you can't observe it with your senses. You can't see it, you can't hear it, you can't taste it, you can't smell it, you can't touch it. The only way that you can connect with it is to become awareness. Awareness and nothing else. So, to do that, you've got to slow your brain waves down. I know you've heard me talking about this, and you've got to make your brain coherent. Because, so let me check the clock. Okay, so coherent brain, what is that? Brain has many different compartments doing all these different sorts of things. When you're running around, doing your best to survive, managing kids and debt and illness and loneliness and emotional states of being and bosses and work and everything else, you're going from this thing to that thing to, person, place, situation, whatever. And it literally makes all the different parts of your brain behave like a bunch of drummers who are banging away and they've got no rhythm. They're not communicating. They're not together. It's just, chaos in there. That is a simple example that Joe gives of incoherence in your brain. And that's normal, okay, every day. It's not actually normal. It's an altered state of consciousness. But it is what people are accustomed to, and they think it's normal. And even the doctors and the psychiatrists and the neurological people, they think it's normal. It's not, okay. So that's an incoherent brain. When you take your attention off all of the things and people and problems and children and pets and jobs and enemies and friends and all of that stuff, when you disinvest your relationship, everything exists as a field of possibilities, right? Where is the electron today? Just we get used to seeing it in a certain place. You're so right, Eric. When we take our attention off all of those things in our life, like the electron, they return back to possibility. What? You mean the shitty relationship I've had with my mother for 30, 40 years? If I stop putting my attention on it, it's going to change? Potentially, yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. Potentially, because it's up to us, it's up to you, it's up to me. So, how do you slow your brainwaves down? Because you've got to slow your brainwaves down to connect with the unified field. You've got to disinvest your attention and your energy on all those things outside of you that your senses are saying are real and happening and important and need you to worry about them and, all of that. You've got to stop looking. You've got to let that electron that you have made that particular way for so long that you think it's real and immutable and unchangeable go back to possibility. Oh, very exciting, Linda. It's very, very cool. Yay for you. Because you see, you're changing what you pay attention to. I mean, you start paying attention to different things, or nothing at all, actually. Really, you got to pay attention to nothing at all to connect with the quantum field, because when you're looking with your senses, you are collapsing the electron. You can't go into possibility until you stop looking. Stop hearing, stop, all the things your senses tell you is real. You've actually got to take your energy out of all of that stuff. And as you do that, and this is the thing that I've talked about, how do you do that, Maddie? So this is the thing that I do every day when I go into the field, and I use Joe Dispenza's guided meditation. There's just one that I use almost all the time, and there are others that call to me from time to time, but there's just one that I'm using at the moment because it's right for me. But always, there is a process in Joe's meditation. When you do this, you do what is called convergent and then divergent focus. What is that? So if you, for example, let's try this. If you focus on, it's too obvious, but I'll do it anyway. Focus on, the center of your chest, the place where your heart is. You can tap on your breastbone. It makes you talk funny. Put your attention there. Put your finger there if you like and wiggle it. So you're giving yourself some information, okay? Put your brain behind your breastbone. Put your awareness behind your breastbone. There is an energy center there called the heart plexus, because it actually is. And there's your heart and your lungs. Put your awareness in there. Okay? Pay attention to it. You could pay attention to the tip of your nose. You could pay attention to your ear. You could pay attention to your big toe. Put your attention behind your breastbone. Now, I can feel it, by the way. I know you're doing this. Thank you. So then, that is convergent focus. You are converging all of your focus in that one place. And to start with, relax for a minute. To start with, when we do that, your brain wants to go, oh, but I was thinking about this, and oh, my body's doing this, and oh, I'm hungry, and oh, whatever. We have all these things that our brains are used to zipping off from A to B to C to Z to F to T to K to U, and that's the incoherence. So you practice just paying attention to your heart, for example, or your left hand. She says waving the right. Who gets mixed laterality? That's me. So that's convergent focus. John, good morning, beautiful being. Divergent focus is the opposite of that. Divergent focus has been practiced by the Buddhists for thousands of years. Divergent focus is when you open your focus and you are sensing the space around you. So if you put your awareness back into your heart, Just do that again. Bring it back. Practice, see? Practice, practice, practice. Put your awareness back into your heart. I gotta wait until the energy's changed. It's amazing. There's no point doing it until you've really got it. Okay, you could rest there a lot longer. You rest your attention in your heart, right? And notice how nice that feels. Oh my goodness, I can feel from here. Just resting your attention in your heart, and it's like, your brain is like a puppy dog who wants to run off all over the place. Keep your attention there, and keep your attention there. Right, okay, you can play with this. Very easy to do it. So then to open your focus would be just to start by putting your attention on the space around your shoulders. Like behind, let's try this really, really simply. Behind and around your left shoulder, put your awareness there. Now, keep your awareness there and then open your awareness a bit more so you're also paying attention to the space behind your back. Behind your heart, right? Behind your back. Now keep your attention there and also open your awareness so that you've got the space behind your and around your right shoulder. So you've got the whole of the space around and behind your shoulders and behind you. Now if you keep wrapping it around and you also add awareness of the space in front of your chest, right? Front of your chest on the left, in front of your chest on the right. Now you have your awareness in the space that's immediately around your body. Now what happens if you open it out some more? Like what room are you in? What space are you in? Are you outside? Open your awareness out so that you are noticing the largeness of the space that's around you. And it is like opening a flower. Oh, that feels really nice. I can feel it from here. You see, what happens as you open your focus and you focus literally on nothing is that all of that busyness in your brain literally calms down. The neocortex, and you can do this, stay on that open focus, stay on that open focus. You can listen to me at the same time as you keep your focus open. I know it's possible. As you do this, the neocortex, which is the thinking, the part where the chatter happens, it calms down. If you keep doing it, it turns off. Open your focus a bit more. Imagine the space outside the room or the house or the building or the garden where you are. Just go out and make sure you do it in all directions. And if you feel really adventurous, go up and go down. Because remember, the matter's not there. It's all space. Open your focus. Make it huge. This is what I do. And I can do it very quickly now. Although I have to say that sometimes that first initial part can be a real battle if I've become incoherent. It's like, oh yeah, God, I'm pushing against shit here, but I know how to move through it. This is open focus. Now, so you can let that go if you like, or not. It feels really nice, and I can feel it from here, what you're doing. It's great. So that open focus, you see, you're already paying attention to space. You're not paying attention to anything except space. So what I do, in the meditation process that I do, there is always some of this. And Joe always asks me to pay attention to different energy centers in my body and then pay attention to the space around them. And it changes depending on the process I'm doing. But that's the core of it, is this convergent focus and then divergent focus. And after we've done that for a little while, he then says, and now it's time to move your consciousness into the space of infinite possibilities, because that's the field, remember? This is the place where we don't know where the electron is, because we're not looking. We are giving no attention to anything physical. And the only way you can get there is to stop being your body. You've got to become no body. Not nobody, but no body. And you've got to become no one. You've got to lose your personality. You've got to forget your race, your gender, your problems, the people you've got the beef with next door, whoever's been yelling at you, whoever you're angry. You've got to let that all go. You've got to stop being your personality and your life. You've got to let that go to enter the unified field where all those infinite possibilities that you desire exist. You can't get there as someone. You can only get there as no one. You also can't get there as any of the things that you own or have to deal with. So he says, we've got to become no thing. Stop looking at things. Stop looking at the bills, the computer that has all those emails in it that you need to reply, that I need to deal with, all of, the work that's there. I've got to let go of all of that. I've even got to stop being somewhere. I've got to be nowhere. And I have to let go of time. So I go into no time. And as I'm doing this, it's for me, I imagine and I will and I choose that they just dissolve. They vanish. They cease to be. And then because I've practiced, and some days it's easier than others, then I am connected to the unified field and all of these infinite possibilities, and it's black. There is no thing there. There is no sense there. It's nonsense. There's no sense. I'm outside of time. I'm in no place. I don't have a body. I'm not me. There is nothing. And there is everything. There's everybody. There's everyone. I'm everywhere, and I'm in all time. And for me, it's just like going home. I can't say anything else. It's just, oh my God, I'm home. It really is just the best thing that I get to do this every day. So that is how I connect with the unified field as pure awareness. You can't be anything or anyone or anybody or anywhere at any time. You're just pure consciousness. And being there, it's God. So that's how I connect. And there's another part to the question that Virginia asked, which I'm going to address tomorrow because it's a real good one. So watch out for that. And I'm aware that today is Tuesday, which means it's Sang Marie Tuesday. And I'm going to be back in about 3.5 hours. I don't plan to be delayed this time. I was last week. To tell you what he's up to. And about a big miracle. Much love. See you then. Kathleen! Oh my God, I just see your little face pop up. I'm just finishing. Enjoy the replay. Big love. Bye-bye.